Live from Detroit, live from Detroit, live from Detroit.
Pink suits with hats to match, big crocodiles and Cadillacs. You looking for the fattest sacks? This is where it's at. Windows tinted, seats fully reclined. Keep the hands on the burner, cause niggas know that it's money on the mind.
Yo, what up, though? It's your man Jay Johnson, aka the tinfoil hat titan, aka the conspiracy realist, aka the technology snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text him with your green bubbles, aka I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach. Also known as Juice, cause all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, cause you know you can't roam without me. Mister, if you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark cause they couldn't find another animal just like me. AKA the podcast whisperer, the Cohiba smoker, the 1738 sipper. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. What up? Yo, and this your boy Dame going wild. Welcome back, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 113. Dame is in Arizona, and I'm about to give him a call, so he gonna be calling in. Let's see if this nigga pick up the phone. All right. Yo, what up, guy?
Chillin', you ready?
Man, you live on the podcast right now, fam.
Motherfucker, what's up?
What's good, man? I did my intro. You gotta do yours, man.
Yo. It's your man Dane Go Wild, live from what is this motherfucker? Tempe, Arizona, I think is where the fuck I am right now. But just so you know, regardless of where I'm at, it's the pride of PA, the West Side landlord. High Chief Dame, don't fuck around. The liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame, and the David Ruffin of the Shop Talk Podcast, because you know who the fuck they came to see. Not you, Otis. It gets no better than these 4 letters. This is worldwide Dame this week now.
International. I mean, you
international Dame.
I mean, you might as well be in Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what's going on, man? How was your week, brother?
Oh man, week been pretty good, dog. I can't complain, dog. You know, the shop been busy. It's been a lot of motherfuckers in and out this bitch all week.
Yo, I want to give a big shout out to my nigga Slimmy Hoffa and the Slimmy Hoffa Show, because I recorded that show last Sunday. My man Mike Buck dissed me so motherfucking hard that Mike has inspired me to now just go bald. So the next time you see me, I will be a bald head from now on forever. Shout out to my nigga Mike. But I won't even say Mike dissed me. He just had like a real honest. It was like homie court. It was just a real hard and honest moment. So I just had to respect that shit.
Man, you know, I've been wanting to cut my hair bald for a few years now, dog.
Hey, man, you know what? It's given me 36 good years. And Mike made a good point. I already wear it low as fuck anyway. For anybody that like see me, know me, Mike was like, it looked like my hairline was growing back from like me having a bald head. He said that's how low my taper was.
Low key, now that I think when they was on the show a while ago, he said that shit before, and it kind of went under the radar and shit, dog. But
for Mike telling the truth though,
yeah,
he telling the truth, so I gotta respect that shit. So I'll be at my nigga Tommy on Sunday because I fly back in town tomorrow. So when y'all hear this, I'll be en route back to Detroit. But yeah, Mike said some real shit to me, and as a nigga I respect, somebody I can like look to confidently. Yeah. I'm gonna cut the shit off.
Well, like my shit ain't fucked. I mean, not saying that your shit fucked up, but like my shit ain't fucked up. But I just been wanting a bald head for a while. I mean, my dad got one, my brother got one. I was feeling kind of left out, but my barber said don't do it or it's never gonna grow back. So I just
But I'm there though. Like my shit coming in slow anyway. So like I'm just gonna cross on over. Be on Ball Here Brother Radio.
I'm about to say if I get a ball, you get a ball. We didn't teamed up with Ball Brother Radio for real and shit.
I got a ball head, but I mean they're my homies. They're my homies. Yeah, but I got a ball head, nigga.
That's crazy. So you out in Tempe for what you doing out there, man? Tell the folks what you doing.
I'm fortunate enough to have a 9 to 5 to let me travel a little bit. So I'm out here at one of our sites in Tempe, Arizona, doing some like support for their new agents that are on that just like got out of training, and are starting to take calls for our patients. So I've been out here for a week, man, since Monday. So let me give a little story time with Dame. I fucked up my booking coming out here to Arizona. Fucked it all the way up.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, but I get a whole story. So, like, typically when we travel, like, we knowing it, like, I knew like a month and a half ago I was going to travel to Tempe. But, like, some shit had just kind of, just slipped my mind. So, about 2 weeks before I was supposed to come out here, that's when we normally supposed to book. It's like 2 weeks in advance because you get the best pricing and shit. So, I mean, granted, the company got money and I got a corporate card. Like, they want me to, to be frugal with the shit. But I am booked 2 weeks in advance, and then I didn't book my trip until like a week before I was supposed to come out here. Now, normally that's not a big deal. Normally it's not a big deal because like they'll be tripping about flights. But I got a new boss, and he was like, the flight got to be under $500. So I was already over that shit. Like coming out here, if I would have flew out last Sunday when I was supposed to, the flight was going to be like $650. I ran it past my boss, and she was like, "Nah, you need to figure it out." She's like, "I don't care if you got to
fly to Alaska first."
Yeah, and she was basically like, "I don't care if you got an 8-hour layover. Like the flight need to go under $500." So I'm like, "Fuck." The only way I could do that shit was flying out on Monday and getting off the plane and coming straight to work. So nigga, my saga began like Monday at like 3:00. I'm up. Had to call the Uber to come scoop me up. I got to pick up my coworker because like I got a partner that fly with me, so I'm responsible for her travel and like her eating and shit.
Wow.
So I was up at 3:00 on Monday. My flight left out at like 6:50. I had an hour and a half layover when I got to Chicago. That flight ain't shit but like an hour and 20 minutes. So then I got an hour and a half layover in Chicago. Then we connect from Chicago to Phoenix. One thing I do want to say is O'Hare Airport is big for no fucking reason, and that shit is just fucking obnoxious. Like, it took me like straight up a half hour to get from one gate to another.
Yeah,
I walk slow as fuck.
I saw your snaps of your day.
Yeah. So I was chronologically doing the timeline of all that shit. So then I get to Phoenix. For those that don't know, I am the Wayne County Outlaw. Also, my license is in a bit of a state of an array. So when I got to, the motherfucking the rental car spot, I had to put the rental car in my partner name because they kind of frown on you having a suspended license and trying to rent a car.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would.
Yeah. So that kind of fucked up that reservation. And then they wouldn't let me use my corporate card to hold the car because it wasn't going in my name.
Yeah.
So I got to take care of paying for that shit when I go back tomorrow. So anyway, we get the rental car, and then we got to go straight to fucking work because, like, they expected us. Like, they know we coming, and typically we be there like 8:00 daytime. And that's another thing that's fucking me up. Like, it's a 3-hour time difference. So, like, nigga, it's 5:45 now.
It's 8:45. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8:45 there. So, like, my body don't give no fuck that it's sunshine outside. Like, it's still...
We usually be wrapped up by this time on Friday night.
Yeah, it's still late. So, I'm getting to the job, and, like, nigga, they expecting us to get, like, right the fuck to work. So, it's middle of the day for me here. I've been traveling and up since 3:00. I make it there, like, shit, about 11. I make it there about noon daytime, but it's like damn near 3:00 back home. So I'm like, normally I'd be wrapping up and shit. So I'm working till 5:00 daytime. Nigga, when I finally made it back to the hotel, I forgot where we ate at. We had some bullshit to eat on Monday. But nigga, by the time I made it back to the hotel, like nigga, I slept from like 8:00 till like 7 the next day.
Yeah,
and
man.
And some shit that's popping in Arizona that I've never seen before are motherfucking monsoon and sandstorms.
Man, I actually saw that shit online. Like I saw that shit was on. Somebody tweeted it. It was like CNN retweeted or posted something, and they showed like pictures of these goddamn sandstorms. It looked like Sharknado out there and shit, nigga.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it sounds like it's raining outside, but it's not. It's just sand.
Shit'll rip your damn skin off, right?
Yeah, but that shit like was uprooting trees and shit. Like, it's almost like it reminds you sort of like fog. Like, if it's not that bad, because there was one yesterday. Like, if it ain't that bad, you can drive in it.
Yeah.
But you know how like the fog get thicker, you can't see shit, and that's just how the sandstorms work. Like, them shits will start kicking up dust for real, and then you can't see your hand in front of your face, and that's when it really be fucked up.
Man, you know what's so funny is like I was like, if I ever moved out of Michigan, I gotta move somewhere that's warm. And so like I'm not going to Florida because hurricanes. I'm not going to LA because of fires and earthquakes. I'm like, well, I'll fuck around with Arizona, but them motherfuckers got droughts, rattlesnakes, and scorpions. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm staying in Michigan.
Yeah,
scorpions, and apparently sandstorms is too.
Yeah, and scorpions are like real common down here. They like ants.
Nah,
like,
I'm straight.
I done stepped on some scorpions already. But if the motherfuckers surprise you, they're going to send you straight to the hospital.
Nah, I'm straight, fam.
But you know, one other thing that's popping down in Arizona?
What's that?
Meth. Meth is popping in Arizona.
Man, I got a funny story about meth, but we got to talk about that offline.
You can fucking find meth anywhere down in this bitch. But
yeah.
I can't wait to get back to Detroit. There's like I miss my youngins. There's absolutely no abundance of beautiful women down here. All the chicks that I met that kind of like look like something, they're from other areas.
Where you was at though? I mean, you probably was at work. I mean, from my understanding, I heard like Arizona nightlife is like baby Miami. I heard it'd be like popping like that.
I've been out a few nights already. Now, I've been like the South Phoenix is like the hood. So like I've been out hanging out there, and I'm going out there in a few hours after dinner because it's like some First Friday shit that they got going on down here.
All right.
So I'm going to party down in South Phoenix, and shit, I was in Chandler, which is like a suburb. Like in terms of like relation as far as like distance, Chandler is like fucking Livonia to Detroit and shit. Right. And like they got a nice popping little nightlife out there. I went to this spot called Barbecues, like, and that's where the niggas be hanging at. So like that
was
shit.
it BBQs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They got BBQs in New York and a couple other spots.
Yeah, so like that shit was kind of popping. So yeah, they do got a little bit of nightlife, but like is not what niggas are hyping it up to be.
We kind of spoiled, man, because we don't realize Detroit got some of the most beautiful women in the world, like in real life.
Yeah, they do.
Like
they do.
Well, shit, man. Don't fuck with nobody with cowboy boots on, because the cartel will get your ass.
Nah, man, I'm down here looking for a plug tonight. I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to trap it out the bando. So, hopefully I'll run into a Jesus or a Jorge that can put me on, and I can be the new meth connect from Michigan.
Yeah, okay. No, just no. Just no. Nigga on the phone, all type of bowl right now. All right, man. It was a lot of shit that was going on this week, man. I don't know if you got a chance to pay attention, man, but
I've still been in the loop of shit. Shout out to this nigga LeBron James for the school that he opened up, man. Like that's like that should be the new standard for our superstar athletes. These kids got enough fucking shoes and clothes, but like he really stepping out there and like trying to educate the youth. And ain't shit wrong with that. These kids need it.
Man, I think that's really. Do you think that should be the standard for superstar athletes though?
What I think should be the standard is that if you have the financial ability and the social status to reach back and help someone, that should be the standard. You know what I'm saying? Now he's when you look at LeBron overall on the scope, like he's up there with like a Micheal Jordan, a fucking Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson. Like he is going to be at the top of the stratosphere when it comes to athletes of like generational importance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if you had that type of influence, like it's always going to be shoes, it's always going to be clothes, kids are always going to want to get fly. But like that is the generational divide in this country. It comes down to education. And, the quality of your education honestly depends on the zip code in which you live. And him being able to give these kids from the inner city a quality education, I think that's commendable.
I think so too. So just to go over, free tuition, free uniforms, a free bicycle and helmet, free transportation within 2 miles, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks, a food pantry for families, GEDs and job placement services for parents, guaranteed tuition to the University of Akron for every student who graduates. So I saw this post a million times, on social media, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? I do want to, what I did notice is we don't got to tear somebody down to lift somebody up. I did.
We always say like you can like more than one thing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to pick or choose just because LeBron is doing this. You can't fuck with something else. It's cool to like more than one thing.
Absolutely. I do want to give a shout out to Jalen Rose for the open up the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy back in 2011. Who did a lot of the same things that LeBron has done on a smaller scale because the budgets is different. But
of course, and then Jalen
has a 100%
more high school.
He has a 100% graduation rate, and like 98% of the children go to college. And what he does in the zip code that Jalen Rose grew up in, basically gave you a private school education for free in the middle of the hood. And he uses donations from his celebrity friends to keep the school year is longer. The days are longer. They learn a lot more anytime, any day that you may be visited by Isaiah Thomas or Jerome Bettis or insert famous person here. And they come and they give back. I wanted my nephew to go to that school, when he was approaching high school. It's a great school. It's a great look. And I do appreciate him for doing that, man. He's a real one. So I did see a lot of people kind of like when LeBron shit came up, I want to make sure people know about the Jalen Rose thing because it did seem like LeBron got a hype, but you don't got to tear one person down, to lift somebody else up.
No, because Jalen is doing his damn thing too, and he's always giving back to the city of Detroit. It may not make the news because he's not the caliber of athlete that LeBron James is. He doesn't have that same type of following. But like around here, that name Jalen Rose means something.
100%.
Like the Fab Five are our heroes. Like they mean something. And he a kid from, Detroit that put the city on his back, has always represented Detroit. Always. And he continues to give back.
And I didn't see Jalen Rose. I was out in L.A. I ran into Jalen Rose. He showed love. Was out in Vegas at I was out in Miami. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, in Miami and in Vegas. Ran into Jalen Rose and shit. And he always show love, man. He's always in a good mood. Even if he's not in a good mood, he comes off that way and he show love to a nigga from the city. He always show love. Now, I don't like the fact that we tear people down to build other people up, and just because it's publicized, just because it's not publicized, it doesn't mean it's not happening. So what I mean by is this. Like, listen, dog. I understand that a lot of people like LeBron James. We're talking about basketball. We're not talking about as a person. I understand that people like LeBron James, and they want to think that he is the greatest basketball player ever. But as soon as he dropped this school, it's that, he's better than Micheal Jordan because he opened up this school. Micheal Jordan don't do this. Micheal Jordan don't do this. Like, in order to bring LeBron up to beat Jordan on the basketball court, y'all want to reference this. Now, I bring that up to say this. I also came across this article that says, and I read it, and I had to make sure the article was real, which it was, that Micheal Jordan has been quietly sending hundreds of kids to college. He sent over 200 kids to college since 2015 through his Jordan Brand Wings Scholar program. It's not that you don't have to play basketball or anything like that, but like a full ride, over 200 children have went to college. Now, that's not something that Michael Jordan gets out there and jumps on television and says, oh, here. But everybody was shitting on Michael Jordan this week because LeBron did something good. And like, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Like, y'all literally don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. One other thing that's been irritating me is that years ago, somebody somewhere, or Black Sports Online, I think. No, it wasn't Black Sports Online. I can't think of the name of the little website. Said Michael Jordan.
Oh, talking about Michael funding private prisons.
he invests in private prisons. No, the fuck he does not. There's a white guy named.
That shit is pure bullshit.
It's a white guy named Michael Jordan that does, or that did, or whatever. And somehow that got attached to Michael Jordan, and people just kept bringing that up. Oh, he do this prison. No, the fuck he don't. Like, he don't. Like, stop saying that shit. Y'all sound silly because it's 2018. That shit is over 5 years old, and you walk around with a computer in your pocket every day. Like, just stop saying dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not true. So just stop saying it. Like, it's just not true.
Your smartphone shouldn't make you stupid. Like, and you can't honestly just believe everything that you see posted in a meme or online. Like, you got that motherfucker, you got Google. Like, do the research. Like, it's really not hard to find.
Dumb niggas with smartphones, dog. You got dumb niggas with smartphones. It just irritating as fuck. But like, LeBron has done an excellent job with that school, man. That school looked like a fucking mansion. I didn't even know that was the school. I thought that was his house or some shit. Did you see them steps?
Yeah, but I mean, when kids have somewhere to go where they can get excited about learning, where they can get excited about their future and their education, it helps. Like, half of the motivation, I look at like my experience when I came up growing up in school. Like, I didn't want to fucking be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you got somewhere you can go every day and you can feel that love and that motivation and that care, you know, man, that can make a difference for a young man or a young woman growing up. And it's a crazy statistic out there that prison systems or prisons are built based upon
fourth grade or some shit like
standardized test scores for third and fourth graders.
Yeah,
they can estimate how large or how many prisons to build. If you can start changing that cycle at third or fourth grade, so you can help to lower those numbers, I think that's commendable.
I think a nigga gonna beat on his baby mama whether he went to school or not. That's just my opinion. But I get it. I get what people be talking about. You know what I'm saying? That just assumes that everybody that go to jail is like a thief who robbed a store or some shit. Some niggas just not. But I definitely agree. But what I don't like is some people got gifts. Some people got talents. Some people are great orators. And some people got knowledge and some people don't. I don't think the standard for basketball players should be what does this person said about this particular issue, because this person may not be the best authority to speak on this particular issue, or this person may not be like, if I'm not interested in opening a school, that's perfectly fine. What if I want to help the society or help people in general in a different way? Like, I don't think that everything is for everybody. And like, I have never heard somebody say, where Isaiah Thomas school at? Have you ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it's always attached to Michael Jordan? You know what I'm saying? I don't think every basketball player needs to speak up on all social issues, because you may not be the best person to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who are specialized in that, who know about that, more power to you. But like, I don't think you should do it just because. You know what I'm saying? That's not your lane, then that's not your lane.
And I think it's unfair also when, like, we as, like, fans, you can't count somebody else's pockets and what they should be doing with their money and their time and their talents. Like, you don't know where their money is going to, what is going to help, what they're doing. And it's just really unfair to make those kind of statements and assessments.
Man, it's also unfair to assume that your point of view on a given subject is quote unquote right, and another opposing view is quote unquote wrong. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so this week, Dak Prescott is taking some heat because his stance or his thoughts and opinions on protesting during the flag and all other good shit. He say it shouldn't happen there. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my position. But I can't tell that man his position is incorrect. Like, him saying that he don't think that's the right place don't mean he not like that don't mean he support racism or he is against or he is for police brutality, whatever. He thinks that everybody got a different place in their heart for the for armed services. People got a different place in their heart for NFL footballs and stuff like that. I am on the exact opposite side of Dak Prescott, but I can't tell that man that his opinion or his belief ain't his. Like, how can I tell him he's wrong and I'm right? Now, granted, I don't agree with him, but my opinion is not absolute.
Okay, that's fair enough. I just think, with all the attention around this flag bullshit, that I don't know. I guess people are just looking for him to say something in support of you want somebody to copy back your opinion.
I think this way. You should think this way too. Like, what if I don't think that way? What if I think the best way to protest that shit is after the game in a press conference when you come to me and put the microphone in my face? Like, what if that's the best time? Maybe you know what I'm saying? Like, people protest and do different things. Maybe he think, nigga, the way I take this, I think legislature is better than public outcry because you can outcry in the public all you want. If no laws change, then we're going to keep doing that shit. Like, so what if somebody just holds a different opinion? That's not my opinion, but I can't tell you that it's incorrect. It's just different. And different don't mean deficient. It's just we hold different opinions. Now,
you're right.
Now, I think that the NFL protest is the perfect place for this particular protest because it's been 3 years and we still talking about it. The whole purpose of a protest is to disrupt. He was explaining where that's like a sacred place and all the other good stuff. That's the whole point of protest, is to disrupt. So I personally think that's the best place to do it because if it wasn't, we wouldn't still be talking about this shit 3 years later. Colin Kaepernick ain't played in the league. It's going on 2 years and we still talking about it. So clearly he picked the perfect location. But who am I to tell somebody else their opinion is not valid?
Man, I would just love to see some team give Colin Kaepernick a chance, give him a shot. Before he was blackballed from the NFL, he was a decent quarterback. There's a lot of bullshit second string and third string quarterbacks out here playing in the league right now, and I just think he just deserves a shot somewhere. Just to showcase his talents and see if he does still have it.
I mean, at this particular point, I don't even want him to play in the league no more, dog. Like, I mean, I know he want to. I don't want to take away his joy because he does want to play football. But it's like I stopped watching the shit. I'm not interested in it. And if it's like, if we know it's this racist and all these people, and like, why do I want to play with these niggas anyway?
Well, I mean, just to see like Colin Kaepernick for a better term as a martyr. He laid down his career for what he thought was right.
Yeah.
And in return, he's not getting back in return what he sacrificed. And I mean that often happens when you decide to be the squeaky cog in the wheel. You're gonna have to make that sacrifice. And unfortunately, bodies. When there's a war, there's going to be casualties, and it's unfortunate that he has been a huge casualty in this war. For social injustice.
Man, yeah, man. What? I don't know, man, because the Know Your Rights campaign, and he's been basically on a countrywide tour for damn the last year and a half, almost 2 years, and he's been reaching out. You go to the website, and you can see where he's at every week, every month. I don't know, man. I think he's getting a pretty good return on his investment as far as the attention that he's brought to the situation and the lives that he's actually touched. You know what I'm saying? One-on-one is something that's, I don't know, man. I think he's getting a pretty good return on his investment as far as the attention that he's brought to the situation and the lives that he's actually touched. You know what I'm saying? One-on-one is something that's, I don't know, man. I think he's getting a pretty good return on his investment as far as the attention that he's brought to the situation and the lives that he's actually touched. You know what I'm saying? One-on-one is something that's from the outside looking in, a lot more impactful, you know what I'm saying, than throwing the football.
He's added a new caveat to this Know Your Rights campaign that he is asking all of our Madden players, instead of buying Madden 19 this year, that you take that $59.99 and that you donate that towards the campaign.
Yeah, actually, that was Van Lathan who started that from TMZ. But so that's a great transition, because this year there's a song on the Madden soundtrack. It's a YG song, but Big Sean is on it, and
Big Bank,
and they bleeped Colin Kaepernick's name out.
Yep.
They respond, and then Big Sean tweeted about it. He said, "No one from my team okayed it. I'm not happy with the NFL. I'm not happy with the EA for it or whatever." And EA responded to his tweet and was like, "Hey man, we messed up. That was our fault. It was a mistake. We were told that he couldn't be in the game, so we didn't know. We thought he couldn't be on the soundtrack, which is on the game too. You know what I'm saying? So we bleeped the name out. That's what they trying to say it was just a misunderstanding." I mean, which is very plausible. You know what I mean? I guess they don't want to get sued. But if you don't agree with that and you think it was some bullshit and that was the underlay for the overplay, then instead of buying that $59.99, drop that shit on the donation to the Know Your Rights campaign, and you know exactly where your money. That's where you got to speak to these people with your money, man. That's all that matters to them. Yeah,
because that's the only place you could hurt them is in their pockets. I really commend that challenge, because I'll be honest, man, I watched the Super Bowl last year. Like, I broke down and watched it, but I didn't watch any NFL games during the regular season. I mean, I'm a diehard Lions fan through and through, but I came from, I play Madden. I didn't play fantasy football last year, but like, I'll buy my Madden and I'll play that shit. But he made I thought that was a very good and poignant point that, we're going to support the cause, we have to support it fully. And you know what, man, this year I ain't buying that. I'm not. Now I got to put my money where my mouth is and stand on what I believe in. So, I plan on making a donation, but it won't be no Madden in my house this year.
I fucks with it, dog. I don't play games no more, so I sold my PS4. I don't do that shit no more. I don't be having the time to do it anyway. But I will drop my $59.99 to the campaign, because at some point you do got to. I stopped supporting NFL. I rarely watch ESPN. I catch it on YouTube, a couple joints, but like, I'm not fucking with it, man. I just can't do it. I was at a bar on for a hot second on Super Bowl Sunday. So the Super Bowl was on the television in the bar, on every single TV in the bar. I mean, I finished up my drinks and dipped out. But I'm not fucking with it, dog. I'm sorry, can't do it. I did play fantasy football last year because I already had committed some money, but I'm done with the shit, dog.
Yeah, my fantasy team, the Detroit Cardi Snatchers, did not see any action last year, and we probably won't see any action this year.
Yeah. Man, one thing before we move off this type of stuff, onto the school shit, I'm all for education, and I mean, all that shit sound good. People been talking about, hey man, open up some schools and la la la. I'm not for just open up a school for the sake of open up a school, because if you're gonna open up a school and teach that same bullshit poison that we've been taught in the white man's history books, I'm not for it. So when we open up schools, we need to do shit and have things in school that actually matters. We be talking about balancing checkbooks. Well, not even a checkbook now, just being able to balance your bank account, write a resume. Yeah. They're teaching you about compound credit, interest rates and stuff, compound interest rates and stuff like that, preparing you for real life. Because
how to write a resume, how to apply for a home loan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How to learn how to get your credit together, like shit that you really, how to grocery shop.
STEM, you know science, technology, engineering, math, like those type of things that we need to be focusing in on school. I just don't want a regular school pushing that same agenda that's always been pushed, because I can do without it. Like, you don't have to open up a brand new one if that's what you're going to do. And I'm not saying that against LeBron. I'm saying in general, when everybody say, yes, education, but you got to be taught the right things. You know what I'm saying? Because
exactly.
It's a lot of motherfuckers who got a lot of degrees who don't know shit.
But also on the flip side of it, a lot of that education starts at home. We as parents, or
it used to start at home.
Well, I can only speak for my household.
Yeah,
those things for me start at home. My mother told me a long time ago, and this is some shit I'll never forget. She always used to tell me, like, being handsome wasn't gonna get me far in life. I remember her vividly teaching me how to cook.
Yeah.
I knew how to prepare a full meal at 12, 13 years old because she taught me those things.
Yeah.
She made me open up a bank account and put money in and take money out and like deal with the bank in certain transactions at a very young age. So I wasn't intimidated by those things as I got older.
And unfortunately, in this day and age in school, we may need to be teaching ourselves how to interact with the police. You may need to be teaching we actually may need to be teaching people our rights. Colin Kaepernick is out there teaching people know your rights. Literally means know your rights. Like a lot of these laws and different things, like there's no law. I mean, there's nowhere in school that teaches you right from wrong as far as the law is concerned, but you are expected to go out there and don't break any laws. There's no book to say, here go all the laws, don't break them. You know what I'm saying? But you are expected to know them and not get in trouble. And like at some point, maybe we need to teach our children how to interact with police. What the protocol is if you stopped or detained or whatnot.
But that's again, for me, that's the conversation that's already starting at home. My oldest is 15. He'll be 16 in April. We're about to do driver's training in a few weeks. And I know I'm going to have to get him a car in the next year or so. And, while he's, not a tall boy, like he doesn't look like a 15-year-old child either. So I know he's going to have interactions with the police. He's going to be out with his girlfriend or with his little homies, and they're going to get flicked. He's going to have a rolling stop. Hopefully he's a better driver than his father. But, he's going to have his issues out there on the road. And I need for him to understand that it's a different day and age, son, and I just need you to make it back home.
Man.
Now, we can deal with court. I can get a lawyer. I can bail you out, but I just need you to come back home alive.
Man, when us start building our own schools, we understand the situation that we've been placed in, and we understand that everybody don't actually have a mom and dad at home. And honestly, everything, I say it used to start at home, but like when you 24 years old, and you got a 7-year-old at the crib, whatever, like who taught you how to do the shit? Because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you only can teach your child what you know or what you think you know. So like
we can't continue to put our babies at a disadvantage.
Facts.
We just can't.
I'm not sure if you got a chance to watch the first part of the Stand Your Ground documentary about Trayvon Martin.
I did.
Man, that shit, man, I cried, nigga. I literally had tears in my eye watching that shit, dog. Like, that shit is painful to watch, man. It was painful to hear, man. It was painful to hear those 911 tapes from the neighbors and with the people screaming and his mom saying, like, I know, and his father saying, like, I know my son's voice. That was my son screaming, help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, it was painful to watch. It was painful to hear. But I forced myself to watch it. So like when you said that conversation starts at home, and when I was saying like maybe we need to have when we open up our own schools, we need to teach our children to how to encounter situations like that. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate that it has to happen, but it has to happen.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's a very simple thing called conflict resolution. And unfortunately, it does not get taught. But our kids are at a disadvantage systematically, economically, emotionally, because these kids from the inner city, from the hood, they come into school with adult problems, with real life shit going on. And we have to understand that like they're still kids at the end of the day, and they need that educational and emotional support. If you can do something to help, do it. Maybe teaching isn't your lane. Maybe opening up a school isn't best.
but if you can give your time and talent as a mentor.
Right.
I know for me, granted, I grew up in a 2-family household. I had my parents, both of them until my mother died. My father is still alive in my life and very active. But I also had mentors growing up, different men that I respected that, were vocal in the local community, were businessmen, hardworking men that I could, call on if I needed sage advice that I couldn't necessarily get at home, or I was, not feeling comfortable talking about to my parents. It honestly takes a complete village. People on my block that gave me rides to work or rides to school. People that just had a genuine interest in making sure that I didn't fuck my life up completely.
Right.
And granted, that may not be your child, but if you don't look at that child with love or try and help where you can, this could be 10, 20 years from now. This could be the nigga that's breaking in your house or busting you upside your shit. Granted, it may not be your child, but it is a child. It is a part of your community. It's a part of our fabric, and we need to invest in children the same way, we invest in our cars, our homes, our banks, because it's cliche to say that they are the future, but like they truly are, and the world is going to be built off of their backs as well.
Facts, man. So I appreciate LeBron James for that. I appreciate Jalen Rose, and I appreciate all the charter schools that pop up who so charter schools get a bad rap, and rightfully so, I guess, in some cases. But in some cases, these are the same teachers that were teaching in the public schools. They open up a charter school and they trying to run things the way that they think they should be run. You know what I mean? And I got this from Tariq. He posted a little meme, but no one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. So if you just want to go to the regular school in your little neighborhoods or whatever, I mean, cool, you're going to learn certain things, but they're not going to give you the information that you need to truly reach your full potential. And it's just not going to happen. It's not happening. So I commend both of them. I commend both of those brothers. I haven't got a chance to dive deep and see what kind of curriculum that, LeBron and them going to have. I mean, of course you need your core. It needs to be there, but I hope they watch Hidden Colors. You know what I'm saying? I hope the real history goes in and about. You know what I'm saying? I hope they start talking about naturalized citizenships. I hope they go deeper than just y'all came over here on the boat one day and now y'all quote unquote citizens. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
because slavery interrupted Black history. It's not a part of it. It interrupted our history. And if you look at any point in history, the oppressor has never given us enough information to overthrow them.
Never.
We had to go out and build our own schools, build our own community. That's the reason why HBCUs were there. We had to educate ourselves and give our people a chance. Yeah. And I'm not shitting on when you go anywhere else, or you look at any other nationalities, there's a proud and a rich history, and I've often felt like us as Black people don't always revere our history the same way
because you don't know it.
But we should be proud of it. We should take the steps to find out where we're from, who our people are. Make sure that we educate our children that they came from kings and queens.
Man,
you didn't come from slaves.
Man.
Again, slavery is a part of our history, but that is not all of our history. You are there. There's the blood in your veins is the blood of kings and queens.
Man, also, man, this is it's on topic, but slightly off topic. But this is going to be a part of our conspiracy theory episode that is coming very, very soon. I've been taking time and being very careful with my bullet points because I don't want to just throw some shit out there. I do want to back some of this shit up. But as far as our history goes, hey fam, we was here first. What we refer to as Native Americans or the Indians, they don't exist how we know them. Black people, us, are the indigenous people of this land. We was dark skinned. We was the black people here, and then we got mixed in. And when the last time you seen a dark Indian? Like, they don't fucking exist no more. All the Indians look white because they've been infiltrated. Or
I don't know, man. You go to some of these reservations, you'll still see like darker Indian people.
Indians was dark as in African Aboriginal people. Like,
oh, okay. Well, no.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
That's the original people that was here, indigenous to this land. Everybody who's here in this country did not come over on a slave ship from Africa. It just did not happen like that. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's completely
the
true.
transatlantic slave trade, how it was portrayed to us, did not happen that way. It just didn't. A lot of us was already here. Clearly, slavery happened, but all y'all didn't come from Africa. Some of y'all just was already here and got put enslaved. But they told you, only thing they tell you in the textbook is that all y'all came from Africa and y'all had slavery. That's not true, because if you believe that, then you got no claim to this land here. So I know that's kind of off topic, but as far as it relates to these schools and education and the history in our schools, we need to talk about the real education and the real history, because I'm not just down for opening schools to further the complex that we already have now. We need to fix the situation. So much power and respect to everybody who's fighting that fight.
Yeah.
All right, man. One last thing, man, that happened. It went national. It happened in the city, dog, and it's very disturbing, man. It don't really happen this often. But did you catch the video of the Detroit police officer and the young lady inside of the hospital?
I did.
So for those who haven't seen the video, I don't know, it's about a minute or so. It comes on with 3 or 4 Detroit police officers, and they're like trying to detain inside of a hospital.
Inside a receiving hospital, trying to detain or get control of a naked woman. It's reported that she's mentally unstable, and it looked like it from the video. So she was very combative as far as with her words, and they're trying to get her to sit down, and she spit on one of the cops, and he unloaded, I counted, about 19 punches, tried to drop her to the ground, then he kind of went off camera or whatever. And like, she was eating them bitches.
Facts. But it's like, man, watching that video, first off, I understand why he did it. I'm not giving him a pass on it, though. Like, she spit on you. She spit on you. You got angry. You beat her up. That's not legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, you weren't being assaulted, even though I technically spitting on someone is assault. You beat her up because you were angry at her. Like, it was 4 other people holding her down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally got angry that she spit on you and you attacked her. That's not right. She's literally in the hospital. She's not right in the brain. I get it. I don't want nobody spitting on me either. And if you'd have just 2-pieced her, I could kind of, all right, get a nigga a suspension. He lost his temper for a hot second. But like, you hit her like 19 times or more. Like, he was doing he was like, you know, in Street Fighter, when you beat up the car for the extra points.
Yeah.
That nigga was unloading combos, dog. Like, Jesus Christ. And that was black on black crime, technically. I hate to say that, but that was like that wasn't the white cop beating a black woman. That was a black cop beating a black woman. You know what I'm saying? One, keep your hands off our black women, because they are underappreciated, undervalued, and underprotected. I understand that she may have been mentally challenged or whatever the PC word is. Man, I just can't rock with that, dog. I just can't rock with that at all, man. We can't stand behind that.
No, I can't. The police officer has been suspended without pay.
I heard with pay.
No, I thought it was without pay. Well, I know he's been suspended at least, which I think is commendable by the police chief. They're saying that the officers didn't follow protocol in the fact this woman she should have been handcuffed to the chair.
Facts.
Now, that's not necessarily going to stop somebody from spitting on you, but maybe it can help control the situation a little bit different.
Fact, because they wouldn't have been trying to have you sit down and wrestling with you to sit down if you already sat down handcuffed to the chair. So,
Facts.
like,
so,
we don't get a lot of cases of because they do still happen, but we don't get a lot of cases of black. I can remember 3 vividly recently in recent history in the last couple of years of our black officers beating on black people. And I'm pretty sure it probably happens more than that. But in general, man, we don't really deal with that as much as, say, L.A. or New York City or something like that, or some of these other, Florida or some shit like that. And sometimes we get complacent and we be like, oh, we good. You know what I'm saying? Detroit cops are going to do this, they're going to do that because they black too. And I don't think the issue with all the police officers is that they white. I think it's that because they're police officers and they deal with a certain level of trauma and violence every day. And I think them niggas got like a police version of CTE or something. Like, these niggas not right in the head.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know what a better way to handle it would have been. It's unfortunate that it happened, but I'm glad that some immediate action was taken.
Yeah. I mean, the best way to handle it is you wipe that spit off and you go into the other room. You go walk that shit off. You can't attack. You can't attack because you upset. You know what I'm saying? If you're being attacked and you want to defend yourself, cool. But you wasn't defending yourself. You was angry that you got spit on and you went and attacked that woman.
Yeah.
And I can't stand behind that. I can't rock with it. So we need to be just as outraged with this particular incident as we are outraged with every other particular incident that's involving a white person, a white cop. You know what I'm saying? Because the act is the same. You abusing your power and you beating on somebody that you didn't have to take it that route. So I would like to see the same amount of outrage.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a tough week in race relations. Tough week, man.
Every week when you black, it's a tough week for race relations.
Facts. All right, man. That's all I got on the list, man, this week, dog. I think that's enough.
One thing,
it's heavy.
Well, it's a couple other things I just want to touch on. I've been getting a lot of flack because I said something very wild last week about Bruce Wayne possibly being a homo.
You fooled it, nigga.
and that Batman might be gay. But I have more proof to my cause that Batman might be gay.
All right, here you go.
Would you like to hear them? Here they go. Batman was pretty much like Michael Jackson. He had a nice fly house, lots of fly cars, and he lived with a little boy.
Are you saying Michael Jackson was gay?
It's debatable, but Robin lived with Batman. And if you are a grown man that lives with a boy that is not, blood related, it looks kind of strange.
Did Robin live with him though?
For a period, yes. Michael and Bruce Wayne had fly cars like Michael Jackson, lots of money and a fly mansion to live in, also like Michael Jackson. And Bruce lived with a young boy. I'm just saying, make it make sense to me.
What young boy did Michael Jackson live with?
Hey man, we'll never know.
All right, dog.
But he was known to have young boys at the house and giving them Jesus juice. All I'm saying is that Bruce Wayne was kind of rich, probably a lot of liquor flowing around the crib. He did. Let me strip it down even further as to why Bruce Wayne might be gay. He rode around in the car in a leather outfit and walked the streets at night. That sounds like a nigga going to Menjo's.
All right, dog.
Just make it make sense. I mean, make it make sense to a nigga.
All right, dog. Shout out to Eric, man. He broke that shit
down. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I
get what it is. Just make it make sense to me. Let me see. I really didn't have like a strong ass music pick for the week.
I got a recommendation for you then.
Okay.
From our homie, Nametag Alexander. He just dropped his project.
Yeah.
LABL.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I thought we dropped out.
No, I'm here. I got good signal. I got Whiffy in the room.
Okay.
Free Whiffy.
Nametag on there spitting some fire, fam.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to reach out to Nametag real soon. But Very talented young brother. You know, he's got bars. He's got them.
Yeah, the LABL Volume 2, the mixtape, or the mix. He was very creative when he put mixtape because he kind of got EP in parentheses and shit because you know how they doing with the.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But LABL Volume 2.
And he's got it. So, I mean, I haven't heard it myself, but I know Nametag typically puts things out on all streaming sites, all digital platforms.
Yeah, you can go to his. Yeah, you can go to his website. Yeah, I'm still there. You can go to his website.
Jay.
Yo, can you hear me?
Okay. I also want to give a shout out to the homie Slimmy Hoffa. Slimmy sent me 2 joints from his new upcoming project, and he got one song with Quay that is a certified banger. I'm hoping that he put a video out for it. He said he's writing up treatment for it, but my nigga Slimmy Hoffa is cooking up some shit, and he's got it on the way.
That's what's up. You can find a Nametag project at leadandbelegendary.net. You can go to his shit right now and listen to it, stream it, the whole 9 yards.
Bet. You got a whose man's is this week?
Yeah, I do got a whose man's is this week, and it's a returning champ. He might be we have given this nigga whose man's is this more times than he got like a whole month worth of whose man's is this.
Do we just name it after him?
We're gonna call this this is the 45 edition. This is probably the 45th time that he's gotten whose man's this as well. For some reason, 45 has decided to suggest that you need an ID to purchase groceries.
What?
Exactly.
Make it make sense to me. Why do I need identification to feed my kids?
So that's what I was saying. So when my homeboy Cortez had posted, I'm like, what? I was like, what are they trying to get like people to like stop selling food stamps? You know what I'm saying? Because like if you had to turn your ID in, like, oh nigga, this not your card. I'm like, maybe I can see that, but he said no, that's not what it is. He's really trying to get to the point where you got to show your ID at the polls for voting. So if you got to show your ID like for groceries, then it shouldn't be a problem for you showing your ID at the voting at polls. And I'm conflicted with whether you should show your ID at a poll at polling stations or not. But I think this whole grocery shit is fucking ridiculous. I think it's wild, and I think he need to get the fuck out of here. Does Donald Trump have a friend?
Yeah, man, Mike Pence is his homie.
Oh yes, the other nigga, the other who mans is that preacher nigga that he be with all the time, the black one. I can't think of his name, but he said that Donald Trump is the most pro-black president we've had in his lifetime. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not even gonna go give you more. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Who mans is this? But what do you think about showing your ID to vote?
No.
Why not?
No. Because I don't fucking have to. This ain't no traffic stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to vote. I can't. They already know where you live. They know what voting area that you in. I just need to come in and check my name and fucking vote. I'm alive. Let me just vote.
Only reason I say I'm conflicted. What if I go vote for you and I vote the wrong person? Like, how do you stop that?
I mean, there's an element of human error in everything that we do. You can't stop it. Like, mistakes will be made. It's not
not mistakes. Process. I'm talking about purposely. I purposely go vote for you to change your vote.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Because, like, I can see that shit happening. Like, or I know certain people are not going to vote, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we going to get a whole bunch of fake niggas that go show up, and we all voting for Donald Trump, even though you're not really going to vote for Donald Trump. So, like, say the city in Detroit got poor voter turnout, right? And you can take a look in statistic-wise and be like, oh, I know half y'all niggas not going to vote, and half these people not, so we going to send people to the polls to vote for y'all, and y'all not checking no IDs anyway, and we just going to vote for Trump for you. Like, I can see some shit like that happening. So I'm torn. Now, I understand that if you did have to vote, like people who got warrants and shit like that, it'd be like, I'm not trying to go to jail because, you know what I'm saying? I get it, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn in between I'm torn. But
I mean, you make a good point, but I don't know. I think it's more influential in like local elections, and when I look at, like the election for presidency, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I ain't got the answer. I ain't gonna front like I do.
Yeah. All I know is 45 gets who mans to this, and that little hoe ass preacher he be having with him, he get it too.
Fair enough.
All right, man. Give out your shit, man.
Because it is time for the benediction, and this is Reverend Dame Dollars. You can catch Dame Gone Wild on Twitter, Instagrams. I'll be on Snapchat probably tomorrow because I got another early ass flight. So I'll be detailing my fucking struggles to make it back to the west side of Detroit, Jerusalem. But yeah, that's it.
Jay Johnson 313. Follow Shop Talk Podcast, Shop Talk Podcast Studios. And man, book some time, man. Go to shoptalkpod.com. I'm not saying we the Rockefeller podcast, but we are Jay and Dave. Oh shit, excuse me.
Hell yeah. Jay and Dave. We Jay and Dave. You can't burp during the middle of it.
I know, my bad, man. My bad. Burping and shit. We are Jay and Dave. Peace out.
Peace.